If your dream was to open a hair salon, now might be the hardest time to try it. Before the lockdown, salons and spas were some of the most lucrative businesses. However, with the countrywide lockdown, in a bid to stop the spread of COVID-19 pandemic, the salon industry has emerged as one of the worst hit. With no option to work from home, salon owners were left with no source of income, which hit their businesses hard. This has forced salons to rethink new and creative ways of operation. Now, 2 days since their reopening, salon owners have found themselves incurring costs to bounce back into the business arena. Sharifa Natkunda runs a salon where she has been thriving for a while now. Yesterday, she opened her salon after 4 months, only to realize the costs that she would have to incur to start work again.
Buy the sanitizers, disinfect the whole place. It has been so costly, especially. We had to even get some loans, some of us. I had to get a loan to try and mend some things. Some of the products got expired during the 4 months of lockdown. So we had to throw them away, and then our sinks, some of the sinks had gotten spoiled too. So we had to bring in guys to work on them.
This has forced her to lay off some staff to fit our already strained budget.
At first we had 12 workers. Now I only have, as you can see, I only have like 6 workers.
The situation at Inzuri Salon is not different from that at Sparkle's Salon. Following the president's decision to reopen salons, they are required to observe the standard operating procedures as set by the health ministry. Yet, the salon management say they are unable to avoid the costs to stay in business.
Well, we have had to start purchasing new stock because the stock expired. So we employ over 150 people. So each of them has to have a face shield. Each of them has to have a face mask. We didn't lay off anybody because we understood it was of no fault of their own. That's why it has increased our cost implications, because we're carrying the burden of everybody staying in with a job. Branch has to have at least 1 temperature gun. We also bought a machine that it sprays the stations with disinfectant, and that costs around 4 million, that one machine alone, so each branch has to have that.
The two salons agree that the rent arrears will be a hard hurdle for them to overcome.
And our rental arrears each month total up to around 100 million shillings. So for these past 4 months, we have a total rent bill of approximately 400 million shillings. And so that is definitely a huge hit on our bank accounts, on our profit margins, and it's something that we're going to struggle to recover from.
Some of our landlords have not been a little bit understanding.
They've had to suspend some of their key services like spa, massage, which bring in more money in order to meet the health ministry's guidelines.
And that is something that, a lot of people come to us, on the weekends when they want to relax, they want to do a massage, a body scrub. So we're assessing the situation and seeing how to go forth as an association.
In Kamocha, George Lukwago runs a barber shop on his own. Whereas he appreciates the idea of ensuring customer safety, he's aware that not all salon operators will observe the ministry's requirements. A temperature gun, which is now a major requirement for salons to operate, costs between 250,000 and 1 million shillings. Lukwago says that with all the other costs they face, running this business will be next to impossible.
Nebe ngamba nti nze yimbamu ozikola kinza okuntwalira emyezi ng'ebiri.
As saloons continue to find ways of surviving as businesses, their operators are struggling to find a possible working formula. Olivia Komgisha, NTV News.